Alright, here are the answers for your first set of homework that you did on January 4th in class. 40 is -3, 42 is -2, and each problem's worth a point. 44 is -1/5, 46 is -7/3, 48 is 5, 50 is 1, 52 is -1, 54 is 5, 56 is 13, 58 is C, 60 is nothing, 62 is B and D, 64 is C, 66 I have written funny. It should have negative infinity to -4 with a parenthesis, and -4 to infinity. 68 is negative infinity to 6, and 6 to infinity with parentheses. 74 is -16, 76 is -1/16, 78 is 4, 80 is 8, 82 is -6, and 83 is -3. How about 82 is 6 also, and 84 is 3 and -3. Sorry about that. Alright, 86 is 1 over -4x squared. 88 is y cubed over x cubed. 90 is 1 over x cubed y. 92 is 1 over 2x to the 6th y squared z. 94 is 216x to the 6th over 125y to the 6th. On page 33, I used the Pythagorean theorem and got 10. 10 is 5. 12 is 50. 14 is yes, and your hypotenuse is 10. 16 is no. 18 is yes, and your hypotenuse is 26. 20 is no. All of those Pythagorean theorem, which is a squared plus b squared equals c squared, or the two smaller sides squared and their sum is equal to the larger side squared. 22, yes, it must be labeled correctly, is 36 centimeters squared. 24 is 18 centimeters squared. 26 is 12.56 units, and 12.56 units squared. For number 28, I got 288 inches cubed and 280 inches squared. 30, I got 113.09 feet cubed and 113.09 feet squared. 32, 1809 inches cubed and 854.5 inches squared. 27 is x squared plus 7x plus 2. 30 is negative x cubed plus 4x squared minus 4x minus 9. 33 is 7x squared minus x minus 7. 36 is 8x cubed minus 24x squared minus 48x plus 4. 39 is 15y squared minus 27y plus 30. 42 is 5x to the 5th minus 4x cubed plus 8x squared. 45 is x cubed plus 3x squared minus 2x minus 4. Area model would have given you that. Area model for the rest of them, by the way. 48 is x squared plus 8x plus 15. 51, x squared minus 2x minus 8. 54, x squared minus 6x plus 5. 57, negative 2x squared plus 11x minus 12. 60, 2x squared minus 3x minus 9. 63, negative 6x squared minus 13xy minus 6y squared. 66, x squared minus 1. 69, x squared plus 8x plus 16. 72, x squared minus 10x plus 25. 75 is 4x squared minus 12x plus 9. 78 is x squared minus 9y squared. 81 is x squared plus 2xy plus y squared. 84 is 4x squared plus 12xy plus 9y squared. 87 is 8x cubed plus 12x squared plus 6x plus 1. There are 60 points possible on that activity, so please come with questions on any you might have missed for class on Tuesday and have a score for me out of 60. Alright, the first part of the chapter is, or not the first part, the next part of the chapter is to do long division. A quotient is your answer, and a remainder is what is left over when you divide, because sometimes it doesn't divide evenly. If it does divide evenly, your remainder would be 0. So what this wants us to do is, here is our first part. That's what it wants us to divide by, or not divide by, but that's the main thing that wants us to divide. And it wants us to divide by the x plus 2. So I make a carport. I call it a carport. That's what I learned when I was little. And then I put that part outside. Notice this is in descending order by power. That will come into play later. Please make sure it's always in descending order. All right. first step is to divide your first term by your first term. So 4x cubed divided by x equals 4x squared. How I got that was 4 divided by 1, because this is like 1x, is 4. X cubed over x reduces to x squared because you subtract your exponents. So I'm going to put that answer up here. Then, for the next step, what I do is I multiply that answer times what I divided by, so the x plus 2. What you're doing here, by multiplying, you get 4x cubed plus 8x squared. What you're doing is this is going to help you figure out what is left over. So what you do with that answer is you put it underneath here. The reason you put it underneath here is so that you can subtract. Notice I lined up my x cubes and my x squares. So step 3 is to subtract all of that. So 4x cubed minus 4x cubed is 0. Negative 3x squared minus 8x squared is negative 11x squared. That's where people will mess up, so watch your negatives. Remember, if I go too fast, you can pause the video. Here we got x minus 0, so x. 1 minus 0, so 1. And then you're going to start the process all over again. So step 1 again, divide the first term by the first term. So negative 11x squared divided by x is negative 11x. So we put that up top. Then step 2 is to multiply. So negative 11x times x plus 2 is negative 11x squared minus 22x. Remember, if I go too fast, pause the video and go from there. So negative 11x squared minus 22x goes there. Your third step now is to subtract. The 11x squares cancel. If your first term doesn't cancel on this step, then you've done something wrong. You've either divided wrong or multiplied wrong. So then x minus negative 22x is 23x. Watch that. Plus 1 minus 0 is 1. So then we're going to do our steps again. So 23x divided by x is 23. Put that up top. Step 2 is to multiply. So we got 23 times what we're divided by, x plus 2. And we get 23x plus 46. And that goes under here. Step 3, subtract. The 23x is canceled. You end up with negative 45. If you try and divide negative 45 by x, you're not going to get anything besides a negative exponent, and we don't want that. So whenever you get a constant up here, you're more than likely done. Whenever this has a lower exponent than what you're dividing by, you definitely know you're done. So there are 2 ways to write your answer. One way is to go 4x squared minus 11x plus 23. That came from up here. With the remainder, this is the grade school way, of negative 45. We're going to write it the high school way. We're going to go 4x squared minus 11x plus 23 plus negative 45 over what we were dividing by, which was x plus 2. There's 2 different ways to write it. Please know both ways. This is the way, the high school way, that I will be looking for. Alright, see if you can set this problem up on your own and go through the steps on your own. Pause the video as needed, and I will be there to answer your steps as we go. So first, we're going to put 5x to the 4th minus 3x squared plus x plus 1. Notice it's in descending order by power. And we're going to put x squared plus 2 right there. So step 1, divide. 5x to the 4th divided by x squared is 5x squared. Goes on top. Remember, pause the video to make sure you're doing the steps in the right order. So step 2 is to take your answer and to multiply it by what you're dividing by, and you get 5x to the fourth plus 10x squared, and that will go under here. From there, you subtract. Those cancel, yay go you. Negative 3 minus 10x squared is negative 13x squared. Hopefully you got your sides right. Plus x. Plus what? From there, you start over. So divide. Negative 13x squared divided by x squared is negative 13. Put that up top. The second step, distribute your answer times what you divided by. You get negative 13x squared minus 26. So that goes here. I'm going to put the negative 26 under my constant. So I lined up my x squares and I lined up my constant. You don't have to, you don't have the same answer, but I like to have mine all lined up. My x squares cancel. X doesn't have anything to subtract. 1 has the negative 26 to subtract, but we're going to put it as a positive 27. Because it's minus a negative, so plus. And that is our remainder because this power is lower than that power. So our overall answer is 5x squared minus 13 plus x plus 27 over x squared plus 2. Go you! Alright, here's our last example of long division.